Hello, everyone, and welcome to TNT. My name is Noah Walter, and you join me here live at Kansas Speedway to watch our fantastic first opening race here with the Tuesday Night Truck Series. We've been on hiatus over the summer after our fantastic finish we had over at Homestead, Miami to crown our champion. What an event we had for throughout the entirety of last season, and I am so excited to see it start all over again. These drivers are incredibly talented. Our average strength of field right now is around 3,000 I rating. Keep that in mind. This is just a league, and it's 3K I rating. That's insane. So seeing all these guys out here on track, putting on a great show day in, day out, makes every race a fantastic event to watch. So, here at this 1.5 mile tri-oval, we're going to be going into the evening and into the night. And we have a new appearance of a overlay package here for the Tuesday Night Truck Series. It's going to be our NBC package brought to you by Pierce Graphics. The other person I want to thank for putting on this event is going to be NS Service. Thank you very much for them for allowing to put on the Tuesday Night Truck Series. And the main sponsor for this race, it's the Forecloak Media 100. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe here on twitch.tv/Forecloak and go ahead and check out the website over at www.forecloak.net. Well, with that out of the way, we're in the middle of qualifying, and let's go ahead and take a peek on see and how everyone is doing. We're following with Brett Murphy right now, who is doing real well in practice, and I want to see how well he does now. So we'll bring in our positions. Got a fair amount of people going on. We'll follow along with the number 48, Quinn Gingrich. Oh, looks like he's finished up too. Ryan Andrew setting in his first few laps there with Junior Fan Motorsports. He's got a new teammate of Chris Pierce joining him this season. And I think after his great job last season, when he joined in towards the end, I think he's going to put up a championship run if possible. I think this is going to be an interesting battle to watch between him and a whole bunch of other drivers here. It's honestly so great to see all of these guys out here, though. It's been a while. I missed it all. But this fantastic racetrack here is a 1.5 mile tri-oval built in very recently as 2001. So, yeah, very recently. And it has a 17 to 20 degree variable banking over in the turns 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. The front stretch has a variable degree banking of 9 degrees to 11 degrees. And you can run on the apron, so that is going to make for some interesting passes and some strategy calls. And then on the backstretch, we have a very meek 5 degrees. But there's another thing about this track that we're not going to see here tonight. It's the road course here at Kansas, and it exists. Well, I'll leave it there. You can go ahead and look that up and see all its information on there, because we don't talk about the road course here at Kansas. There's a reason why GT3 only ran there a few times. So, with that, we're about to round out qualifying in not too much longer, and it looks like Ben McDonald is going to be sitting on pole for this race unless there is a sudden upset here with our last few drivers left to qualify, but something tells me that it is not going to happen with the 20 seconds we have left. So, seriously, I want to thank everyone that's come out so far to watch the entire series. It's been a real pleasure having everybody here. I'm super excited to get this entire thing off. It's going to go extremely well, and it's going to look great. Let's see. Hello, Jesse. How are you doing? Thank you for the cheers. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start gridding now. Let's go ahead and load in and see how everybody's doing. Taking a look at your grid, you're going to see the number 16 of Ben McDonald there, starting on pole position with Ryan Andrew in the number 8 on his outside. In third position, that's going to be Brett Murphy, who did really well in practice and is going to be a threat for this championship and this race. On his outside is going to be Alex Bell in the number 15. In fifth is going to be the number 38 of Sean Howell, and on his outside is going to be the number 19 of Alex Forget. And then in row number 4, bringing up the inside lane is going to be Dub Newbie Bigging. I need to practice some of these names for some of our new guys. Good to see you. Everyone that is coming out. And then on his outside is going to be the classic number 26 of Derek Stanley. Moving on in number 9 position, we have Max Fletcher there in the number 27. And then on his outside is going to be the 48 of Quinn Gingrich. In row number 6, bringing up the inside lane, it's the 81 of Jeremy Jones. We've seen plenty of fantastic finishes with him usually for podium positions, interesting enough, and Eldora comes to mind after that intense battle he had with Jesse, who is sadly not with us for this race. And on his outside, it's going to be number 30 of Mitchell Muma. Then in 7th row, in the inside lane, bringing up the 13th position, is going to be Chris Sawyer. And then for the guys that you do not get to see here tonight in the grid, it is going to be the number 20 of Brady Floyd. And then bringing up the rear of the field is going to be the number 21 of Jacob McMillan. Got a big field here tonight. I am so excited to see everybody running all through. It has been a while and just a little bit too long for my liking. 100 laps we have here at this 1.5 mile tri-oval. Go ahead and send out who you think is going to win this thing. We got a bit of an hour to go, and honestly, I'm excited to see all of them roar out as soon as they get all their engines started up. All right, there they go. Apologies for a little bit of the delay there. My trading paints, which is the software that iRacing uses to set up all the paints for everybody, is kind of in the middle of working right now. I just had to restart that and get it re-going. Hopefully it'll start working. Hopefully. We'll see. If not, then that'll be okay. Regardless, Ben McDonald there starts on the pole position with the number 8 of Ryan Andrew. I believe he fixed that to be the 8, but like I said, Trading Paints has decided to be a bit of a nuisance today. So hopefully we'll get that all fixed up when the time comes as the pace truck comes off to here we go into the start. I am excited to see everybody going. Green flag and away we go here at Kansas for the Forecloak Media 150. 100 laps to go, and we're on lap number 1, and they're already doing some 3-wide racing. We're seeing the Atlaxian machine, which I'm sure is going to be updated not too long from now, I hope, of the number 15 of Alex Bell. They are now going to be fighting there for that 4th place position. You can see all of them, though, and that's the number 38 there of Sean Howell moving up as Ryan Andrew has fallen back. Alex Bell there in the number... Whoa, everybody's stuff is starting to change now. Alex Bell there in the number 15, still sticking it on the in the middle, and he's doing really well as the number 8 machine is sticking it on the outside as they all dive down to the bottom to see what they can do. And there they are, 3 wide again. Doug there on the bottom of the number 29, hoping to see if he can make up some positions as we roar through this field. Let's go ahead and bring in our positions where you can see where everybody is. And I apologize that Trading Paints decided it wanted to wait until we start to get everything all loaded up. We see Ryan Andrew there in the number 8 Forecloak Media machine. Appreciate it, Ryan. A little bit further back in our field. That is one thing here that you can always tell about TNT is the fantastic paint scheme that all these guys run. All of them always have fantastic schemes to see, and it's great. One of our other newbies here is H. Max Fletcher, and that is just going to be Max Fletcher to me until he corrects me otherwise there in the number 27 Dirty Mo Media machine. We'll get our 20 there. Looks like the 20 of Brady Floyd riding towards the back here. He is not putting up a huge fight for now. This is a real big strategy race. That's the thing about Kansas. You got to save your tires. You got to know where to run. You got to keep everything all together, especially when you're in a huge, huge pack like that. And we just saw Quinn Gingrich getting a little bit aggressive there with the number 8. And we look out back towards the front, and it's still Ben McDonald leading the field. And right behind him is going to be Brett Murphy in that number 64 NS Service machine. Alex Bell all the way up to 3rd already. He is putting up a real good fight with Sean Howell right behind. Our next newbie there, that is going to be the 29 of Doug Newbing, and he is doing a great job already. We're going to see how his performance continues to develop here, not only at Kansas, but across the seasons as he continues to race with us more, as he has a very good competitor of Derek Stanley right behind him. Alex Forged there in the number 19. We remember him most specifically for, I believe that was the Auto Club race, where he was holding off a fantastically aggressive Brandon Huff to get the win. He held him off for multiple laps and just absolutely outran him. So congratulations to Alex for that win, which was still a while ago, but just a great job he had last season. As Ben McDonald continues to lead out here, he's going to make sure that nobody gets close to him, and he's going to try to dominate this race. Looks like Alex Bell is looking a little bit interested in trying to stick to an outside lane there. That is the real big progression here at Kansas. How long do you ride in the bottom until you start going up to the top? It's all about that lap time. If you can save up your tires by just running the top the whole time, you're going to be in the back, but you're going to start to move forward. It is just a real big balancing act. I see, Marshall, you want Brady to win there, and Jesse, you want Brady to get beluga'd. All right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll get some two-wide racing there. Brett Murphy still on that bottom. He's not giving up that second-place position. I know that Brett had a great season last year, but I know that he wants to really stick it to it and get himself potentially a championship because it means that there's no payout in his own series there. It makes a bit of sense to me. You can see that battle just happening right there is that currently is going to keep swapping back and forth, I believe, unless this is going to be it. That's going to be the pass, I think, for right now. The number 15 there, but you can see there as they run through the corners, that bottom line is just faster. Honestly, it's fantastic to see all these great guys out here. Let's go and take a look and see what it's like inside one of these guys as they drive here. We're going to stick along with the number 20 of Brady Floyd there as he's getting chased down, and we can see a bit of action out front as well from his perspective. He's leading up the second of the packs. See the different lines everybody's taking and just the way it's all done. It's really cool, and you can see the entire field there up in the rearview mirror as they all continue to battle this race out right now as we're about to head into lap number 10, so 10th way through this fantastic 1.5 mile tri-oval 150-mile race here, sponsored by Forecloak Media. Thank you once again to NS Service for putting on such a fantastic league, and make sure you subscribe here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. There's a lap there. You can see it's not really too bumpy, Kansas. Pretty smooth surface, no real issues there. It's all about finding the right place to save, though, as the banking is not too severe. You know, you look at tracks like Daytona and Bristol, the banking just goes up. It's like walls, essentially. Here at Kansas, the banking's there, but you just have to make sure you do it right so you don't murder your tires for later on. Because honestly, a degree of banking makes a huge difference, especially at a track like this where you have high speeds. I see why you made that joke, Jesse. Brady running into beluga paint, I see. All right. It's different from his usual Everton paints he runs, so all right. Good to see his change up there, Brady. Alex Bell now running up in second. Got by Brett Murphy and Sean Howell. And got himself into a great spot there in that number 15 Silverado. Ben McDonald has led every lap so far here at this race, and he is not going to be giving it up anytime soon. That much is for sure. So we'll see how he continues to do for right now, as everybody has not changed up their pit strategy quite yet. It's a bit too early, but this is about the point where I expect to see a lot of, pace start to fall off. Not too severe, but just a bit. We're already starting to see that just a little bit more compared to the best lap times. Derek Stanley up a position. He's fighting there with the number 29. These two have been actually going at it for the last several laps. They've just been with each other, but they've been racing real clean, and nobody has been giving each other a hard time, which is awesome to see. That is the biggest thing about this league that I like to see a lot here with TNT. These guys respect each other with a large degree. I mean, of course, you're going to get your people every now and then that like to cause trouble, but there are so few and far in between that it is just a pleasure. Everyone here comes to race just for the fun, and it leads to some pretty good field sizes, and I think it just makes everyone a lot more happy there in the long run. Still running side by side there. They're really trying to get somewhere. It looks like Ryan Andrew, though, has really been struggling right now. There in that number 8 is Quinn Gingrich there goes through a little bit of a slide. Yeah, Ryan Andrew has fallen way further back now. Currently in 14th place after starting up way higher. I hope everything's okay for him. Nobody is still pitted yet. So it looks like just a lot of the field is getting really shaken up right now. Up our pit board just to see. Yep. Another nice feature there, courtesy of Pierce Graphics, is the pit stop board we get to be able to see. I think we're getting a little bit of connection issues by somebody up front here. It's pretty common. That's one of the downsides here of virtual sim racing. One of the advantages, of course, is the... Let's pop away from there so we don't freeze camera too long. One of the big disadvantages is just the connection issues that you rely so dependently on. But it does make for some interesting events nonetheless, and it's a lot safer. As that's Alex Bell into the wall in the number 15. He has fallen back. He was challenging for the lead with Ben McDonald, and he is tanking through the field. That is from first down into 6th now. Oh boy, he's going down to 7th now. That's Alex Forget. He has some heavy damage. That is going to make things a lot more difficult for him to get through. As you can see, everybody just having a lot more momentum to get by. Good run. It just wasn't enough. And by just getting in just the wrong spot, he got into the wall. And that is unfortunate for such a competitive guy we were seeing there. Out of Alex Bell. Man, hate to see it. So you race by the 5-degree backstretch there. You can see just how much these guys really can start to pull away from each other a bit, but just how close this field really is. Nobody has really gotten a massive gap between each other except Ben. Ben is running away with this thing. Something tells me he's practiced a bit more. We had not seen this kind of performance last season. Ben was good, but this is just a dominating performance right here, especially as he's holding on to these tires. Almost a second gap between him and the next person up of Sean Howell there in his Toyota Tundra, leading up another Tundra there behind him of Derek Stanley. Got one of our newbies there in the number 29 in a good spot right now. He looks like he was, Derek Stanley was able to get by, and they've been able to race each other pretty well, but that has left him in 4th for now. We're going to see what he's going to be able to do later on in this race. See, up 3 positions, that's good. Especially for this kind of competitive of a field, being up 3 is a great achievement to be proud of. Especially when you're, into the top 5. But it's going to be a real challenge to hold on to this thing to the very end. Derek Stanley now up into 2nd position, battling there with Sean Howell for the position. He dives down to the apron. He takes it away. Huge block. He just runs up to the top of the track to get in the way of that 38. And Chris Sawyer goes into a pit stop. The number 45 wanted to come in early. I think he's going for an undercut. That is a decision to make. An undercut is a risky venture, but I think one that can be good nonetheless. We're going to start seeing people going in for pit stops now. And then we're going to be able to get our first interview pretty soon as well. Derek Stanley holding off Sean Howell for that 2nd position. Looking a little bit further back, I think we're getting to some racing back here as Jacob McMillan is leading ahead, and everybody's coming in for pit stops now. They want to make sure they can run this thing out before the stage. Now, the person to watch right now, that's Ben McDonald, to see if he can, stay in a good spot after everybody goes into pit. How much is staying out going to really affect him? Is it a smarter strategy play to stay by yourself in a good gap away and just lead for as long as possible, or is it going to be smart to try to come in quite soon and make something happen? We'll make sure we pay attention to that here at the Forecloak Media 150. Our stage here is going to be on lap number 40, so we're about halfway through. Makes sense for these guys to start pitting in now. Just wonder when Ben's going to do it. It looks like Derek Stanley and Sean Howell are going in. Ryan Andrew stays out to maintain a 3rd place position. He is still not pit yet. Currently, the one person up right now who has not gone into pit yet is Brady. Nope. Alex Forget, but he's going into pit right now. So it looks like it's going to be Brady Floyd and this whole crew right here as they go 3 wide racing here. They are going to be the ones who have not pit in quite yet. Brady Floyd moves out to the back, though. Sometimes you really don't want to get in too many people's way, and that's it. That's Ben McDonald down, and the number 29 of Doug has led this race. Let's see how long he can keep out this lead for. He has not gone into pit yet, so this is his chance to really make up some ground if he has the fuel mileage for it. Same with Ryan Andrew. What are these guys going to do about it? As Jacob McMillan also in a pretty good spot right now, running in 3rd, also with no pit stop. He's guys are really starting to make up some ground if they can. He's got the number 27 going by, and McMillan's going in. Ryan Andrews in. Man, looks like Doug is the only one staying out for right now. Maybe Max Fletcher, too. Yeah. Very few people now. It's really starting to come down to the wire. Currently, your lead driver who has had a pit stop is right there. The number 16 of Ben McDonald running in 5th place. Although, you can see he's just... Oh, whoa, no, no! And Sean Howell gets into him, and that's him around! What the hell? Looks like no caution? No caution. Looks like it must have been played out perfectly, and he gets into the pits. Man, it definitely did not look intentional, but oh, that sucks. That is going to kill some time there for Max Fletcher, especially in his first race. He's got to make sure he gets a good impression in, and he can continue to race well here at TNT. Our leader of Doug Newbeginning is in the pits. Let's see how far he can get before Ben McDonald overtakes. I think he just stopped his pit stop. He has to leave the pits, and I don't think he's going to get it. It looks like Ben McDonald is going to be running away with this thing, unless Doug has a lot of stuff up his sleeve. Ben is by and back into the lead, and now Brett Murphy is back up into 2nd. He's got Alex Forget behind them and Derek Stanley, who have really all stepped up their races so far. I have not seen them all running this intensely with each other. As soon as I say that, though, Derek Stanley clips onto the apron, almost gets into the number 19 of Alex Forget there. Very close. He backs out just in time. That could have gone bad real fast. Chris Sawyer there in the number 45 went into pit first. He was the first guy in. That means he's on the oldest tires right now, but it has allowed him to get all the way up into 5th position. Can he hold on to it for another 10 laps? Truth be told, I don't know. It is a tough call to make, as these trucks can sometimes have a pretty significant drop-off. But he's in a good spot right now. He's got a bit of a gap behind him, although Doug does have fresh tires, who's right behind him. Brett Murphy still running in 2nd as he's trying to hold off Alex right now, and it looks like Ben McDonald is already running away with it once again. That's the number 16 there with the Vent Nation machine doing whatever he can to just drive away. Real impressive. We're going to have to make sure we give him a decent interview whether he gets a stage or not. I imagine at this rate he's definitely looking to get it. So if you're looking to do some stage bets or something, I don't condone that, by the way. It's not me saying to do that. But if you do, it looks like Ben McDonald is on the money for right now. One person that we saw starting off real good but is kind of struggling right now, that's number 8 of Ryan Andrew. He was running real good up in front, but he's fallen back a little bit. I wonder if this is part of a strategy call he might be making, though. Trying to hold on to everything as best he can and just really save up until later on. It is a common strategy call to make, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Alex Bell looks like he's doing an okay recovery after that damage he got after getting himself into the wall, running in 11th. Sean Howell there in the number 38 Toyota Tundra is currently on the move, trying to get back into a real good racing spot as he was up in 2nd for a decent portion of this race, but he hasn't been able to get there as Alex Forget has made himself up into 2nd. As you can see, they are having a battle here as Brett Murphy falls back into 5th position as they run into a line. Side-by-side racing there. They're getting real close. That number 26 machine just barely missing getting there, and they're about to lap there the number 21 of Jacob McMillan. Person I'm kind of surprised to see so far back, this is number 20 of Brady Floyd. I think he just got caught up in a real bad pit stop, and it looks like things just not have gone his way so far in this race. But once again, it might just be a interesting strategy, hoping to run back, make sure you stay out of everything. Although TNT is not a place known for getting yourself into trouble, so something to consider. Brett Murphy still running in a pretty good spot, though. They're in that number 64, kind of trailing off behind. Your guy is fighting for 2nd position right now. Side by side they go. That's Derek Stanley on the bottom of the number 19 out wide. Trying to battle for that position. Oh, I think that was a little bit of contact there as they leave turn number 2. Down the 5-degree backstretch they go. You can see just how much of an effort these guys have to put things together. And honestly, if there's one thing you can say about Kansas, it's not quite Chicagoland where you can just kind of like hold the wheel in a spot. Well, I say that. You can't really. But it's like not a, Chicagoland is a curved backstretch. The part about Kansas that I think really separates it from all the others, aside from the variable degree banking and, its particular newness, has to be its really interesting ability to have side-by-side racing. Yet it's so round. I find its trial to be much more round than a lot of the other places, and the entries out of the backstretch and into them too are just a lot smoother than they are at other places. You think like Daytona, Talladega, those transitions into the backstretch are a little bit harsh, and you can see that sometimes, as that's where a lot of wrecks happen, is off of turn number 4 and off turn number 2 over at those super speedways. So running in a good spot here at these 1.5 miles, and you can even see it there. It can be a little bit challenging, even on a more smooth track there, to just keep it together, especially as your tires start to wear in. And we are in our 5 to go for the stage. Ben McDonald has a second gap to the number 29 behind him. A second gap. Where's the speed coming from? I didn't give Ben an interview when he got the pole position. Is this his way of saying that he really, really wants one? It wasn't personal, Ben, I promise. It's just our first race, and I didn't want to overwhelm you. But, alright. Looks like that time is getting cut down just a hair there. Thanks, NVIDIA. Okay. Worst times for updates, I swear. Just a few more to go here at the Forecloak Media 150 for our stage, which is going to be on lap number 40. We're on lap number 37, about halfway through. This has been an interesting race already. Can't wait to see the interesting pit strategy we're going to start seeing here in these last few laps. Especially once the stage ends, I imagine everybody's going to go in, and how are they going to handle it? Is everybody going to try to get up into a real competitive spot right away, or are they going to try to sit back and just wait and maybe see if a caution comes out? No, just because you can race clean doesn't mean cautions don't ever come out. They do. So we'll have to see there as Ben gets very close to the wall there. Zoom out a little bit. We'll head back. There's a decent amount of gap between everybody right now. Nobody's really too close to each other for now. Oh, your closest gap here is going to be Derek Stanley to Sean Howell behind, I believe. And yeah, everybody's quite close for right now. But that's what you get sometimes. Just a whole bunch of people real close together, and something we have not seen in this race at all yet. So it's starting now is definitely a bit interesting, that's for sure. All right, but there we go. Into the front stretch. Across the line. Lap number 40. Let's go. Bring it around one more time, Mr. McDonald, to give yourself a stage victory. The first here at the first race of the TNT Season 2. Brought to you by NS Service. It's the Forecloak Media 150 code. Make sure you subscribe here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. You can also check out our website over at www.forecloak.net. Off of turn 4 he goes. That's the number 16 into across the apron, and across the line he goes. Ben McDonald, your stage winner here at the Forecloak Media 150. There it is. Caution is out after the stage has been met. Well, better go bring him up before you get asked again. No interview. Ben has opened the booth. Dude. Sorry, I just brought... I'm sorry I didn't give you a pole position interview.
Yeah, it's alright. Don't worry about it.
It's just I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. I was a bit excited myself. Want to make sure everybody had space. But you just got yourself a fantastic stage win here at the Tuesday Night Truck Series. It is going to be the first of the season. Are you excited about that?
Oh, actually, yeah. This is actually my first stage win in TNT history, actually. I didn't win a stage last year. I only had, I think, 2 poles. So I'm just adding to my resume. I'm doing pretty well for myself. Just got to keep a strong performance for the rest of this race. We have about 60 laps or so left to duke it out, so it'll definitely be interesting to say the least.
What has been your secret for this race so far? You have maintained about a second gap to almost everyone behind this entire race. Only a few times has anyone gotten even close to you.
I would probably say track position definitely helps. I definitely noticed at the end of that run that it definitely needed to. You definitely needed the track position, especially for dirty air. So, but yeah, I just kept foot to the floor, just ran fast lap times, and some people made mistakes behind me, and just overall, great run so far.
Absolutely, but what a dominant show you've been putting on, and it's really great to see, and I think all your fans at home over, all appreciate that, especially the Vent Nation crew.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, is there anything you want to say over to our audience before I go ahead and let you go?
Yeah, thank you everybody for showing up for race 1 of season 2. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate you, Noah, for broadcasting once again.
Glad to do it. So, thank you for your time, Ben. Good luck.
Thank you.
Number 16, Ben McDonald, who has led your race this entire time, putting on a great show. It's fantastic to see, and I think everyone over at the Vent Nation iRacing Central, which is a kind of an associate league here to TNT, they like to work together and promote their stuff. They're pretty cool together. It's because Brett's awesome and Ben's awesome too. Good for them, honestly. It's really been a great show that everyone's had so far. So, good job out of everybody, really. All right, so it looks like the number 29 of Doug has decided to stay out for as of now. And it looks like he's not going in this time. So I think he's sacrificing a lot of... I don't know. That's an interesting choice to make. Not one I think I'd make myself, but... I think if anyone that's ever raced with me kind of knows I am not the world's fastest driver out here, so they must know something I don't. We'll be honest here. It's okay. Like I said, though, the average I rating here is literally over 3K. That's the strength of field estimated. Is just a hair over. That is incredible to see that, and it's not like someone has some 7K I rating or anything like that. It really is just so many of these guys are so good that it's just naturally there, and that's so cool to see that you have a really bunch of good guys that like to race with each other, but also can put on a good show for not only for themselves, but as for iRacing in general. So, something to be proud of. Well, let's go and bring up someone real quick so we can get a little bit of someone else's voice before we go ahead and continue. Brett, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, you're currently running in second right now. How are you feeling after the first stage of your series?
Not very confident. I got a 14-to-1 steering ratio, and it's killing my tires, and I'm slow, so I'm just hoping to survive tonight.
I mean, you were leading a pretty good, not leading the pack, but you were running in a real good spot for the majority of the start. What happened? Just your tires?
I didn't think track position was going to matter as much at the beginning of the race. I kind of thought it was going to be like pack racing, but boy, was I wrong. But it's been pretty fun so far.
Well, that's good. It seems like everybody's having a good time out with each other. Lots of respectful, clean racing.
So far. It's early yet. It's early.
Hey, we're almost at the halfway point, so let's not jinx it too bad. So I want to thank you for your time, Brett, and thank you for putting on such a great league. We had a fantastic last season. I can't wait to see how this goes.
Well, thank you for broadcasting.
Glad to do it. So good luck, Brett. I hope your tires decide not to kill themselves this time around.
Me too. Me too.
Number 64, Brett Murphy there with the NS service. God, appreciate him. Does a great job. Who did not pit in, that is going to be the number 29 of Doug Newbing, starting on pole for this restart. Man, that is a choice to make. His tires are not going to be too happy with him. I have a little bit of extra information up here, and he's on. Those are 20-lap-old tires, so I hope he doesn't pull something and spin out. So that is going to be a wee bit close. So, all right, there they go. Across the line, they're about to go. Pace car is off. Green flag, and away we go here at Kansas for the Forecloak Media 150. We're almost at the halfway point here at this great race. Almost at 75 miles. Oh, and there's already a wreck. Derek Stanley running down low. After that one, caution is out already. Oh, man. Brett, we jinxed it. Oh, so... Damn. Damn. We'll be right back and go ahead and take a look and see what happened there in a bit closer detail. Just to really get a good perspective. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened here. We're going to be following along from a pretty big outside view. So they're about to go 4 wide there. That's going to be Ryan Andrew there on the bottom. Sean Howell moves up, trying to get off the apron. It's something that you got to do. Oh, it looks like netcode. Ryan Andrew just clips there into Derek Stanley. Oh, no. He moves up just a hair, and it just takes Ryan out, pushes him down, clips into Jeremy Jones, gets into a whole bunch of other guys. Sean Howell down, getting even more in the way. Just barely misses that 81 truck there. But you can see a bit further back, Jacob McMillan just barely missed there too. Was good the 27 there. Max Fletcher got a huge hit though, which is not going to make things fun for him in this race. That is so unfortunate. You hate to see it. I know, Jesse. The big sip. The big sip. Oh, goodness, you hate to see it, really. Going back up into now, Brett Murphy is going to be leading this race right now under caution after that accident. Sean Howell currently running in third, top of the pits, but Alex Bell takes away that position as everyone else starts to file out now after that unfortunate incident. It was about to hit our halfway point. Such a good start it was up until then. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens, so you hate to see it, but it really does. And I don't think anybody was injured too badly in that one. So, and there becomes a really big point that we get to see here at iRacing. We don't get, physical driver injuries over, big crashes and stuff. Everyone ends up okay. The only way someone really gets hurt is if you have a direct drive wheel on max settings. But if you somehow are still driving on that and you're not completely just dead, then clearly doing something right. Looks like Ben and Doug are going to go in there. That moves Quinn Gingrich right now up into third, and Chris Sawyer in the number 45 up into second. He's going to be starting behind league owner Brett Murphy as the entire field is going through a bit of a shift right now. Man, who do we bring up? Let's who do we bring up? If you want anyone you want me to bring up at all, make sure you call it out in the chat, guys. I would love to bring up anybody wants to see. Let's see. Let's bring up Alex Bell. He's been real all over the place so far this race, and I don't mean that as he's been overly aggressive or he's not doing a good job driving. I mean he's been all over the place and doing a great job of holding it together, and he is not in our Discord. So I can't just drag him up here without asking him. Darn. Well, that's how that goes, I guess. See, those are the advantages there of being broadcast. You're trying to just pull people whenever you want. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint, but I think next race, so next week, when we go ahead and head out to Nashville Super Speedway, not Nashville Short Track, Nashville Super Speedway, we don't talk about the Nashville Fairground Circuit here on this channel. Regardless, at Nashville Super Speedway, we should have a guest up in the booth with us for the entire time as the lights on the pace car are out, so you're not going to hear just my voice the entire time as we're on lap numero 50 of 100. That's halfway through 75 miles here at the Forecloak Media 150. Brett Murphy, once again, is going to be starting on pole position. He chooses to go into the outside lane. Quinn Gingrich going to be starting in second place on his inside. I was going to say outside, on his inside. Max Fletcher there, and the number 27 is going to bring up the inside row behind them, and that is going to be Ryan Andrew there, running in a flip-flop between third and fourth. Next person to gain some position, oh boy. Mitchell Muma should be catching up in a bit, I think. Alex Bell as well. It's okay. Always is all over the place. Well, let's go and watch out from a real big, wide perspective this time. I want to make sure we get a good perspective. Yeah, Jesse, let's not do that. As the pace car is off here at the Tuesday Night Truck Series, we head up to the line, and it's restart zone time! We are green here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Oh, man. They're already doing some three-wide racing again. I can already see it back there. Derek Stanley already involved up in that as they are about to go three-wide. Brady Floyd in the middle, and it looks like they back out of that one before too much trouble goes on. We help up to the front there. We see almost some three-wide again, and that's going to be the number 30 of Mitchell Muma, who has been a sleeping dog this entire time. Sticks it into the middle, heading into turn number 3. This race is already becoming interesting. He's up into second as Brett Murphy starts to run. As everybody starts to run through now, Ryan Andrew in third. It looks like Brett is just a little bit slower there, running on the apron. He can't just come right back up, but it looks like Mitchell Muma is going to give him some space and not make things absolutely hell for him. And wow, look at the speed Mitchell has. He just shot around him. I don't know what kind of grip hacks he's got, but the man is gone, and I say that jokingly, Mitch. Great move. Alex Bell also up on the move. Ryan Andrews sticking it to the top of the wall. I think he's trying to save some tires. These guys are already moving all over the place. We see that's Sean Howell. They're running in fifth there. You can see him kind of trying to go for a big block. He's not going to let anybody by at this point, and that's because he's got Ben McDonald right behind him, who has led almost every single lap of this race so far until Mitchell Muma now has come up and is starting to lead this thing. Alex Bell really close there to Ryan Andrew as they start battling for second position. That number 15 truck has done a fantastic job this entire time of putting up a great race, and it looks like he's already by Ryan Andrew as these guys are starting to duke it out behind. Ben McDonald, who started way further back after this stage, has already come up to make things interesting. He is not going to let anybody run away with this thing without it being on his watch. Honestly, I would say for the number 29, that caution worked out perfectly for him. He got to stay out and keep some good position, and then a caution happened, and he went in for fresh tires. The man is in a good spot right now to be very competitive. Alex Bell there on the bottom, trying to get around there. It looks like, I don't know if he got the lap lead there, but he definitely got the lead for just a fraction of a second there. But until now, where he's come back on the bottom, he's got the lead. Can he hold on to it, though? We saw last time someone gunning for the lead got into the wall almost. Whoa! Bit of a push there. We just saw it to Ryan Andrew there into Mitchell Muma. That's one of the good things about these trucks. You can bump and bang these things when it comes to bumpers, which is great to see. These guys are going to be doing a lot of that, I already have a feeling. Diving down, Mitchell goes, trying to get some position. I think Ryan Andrew is getting the sense that he needs to do something about this if he wants to be in a competitive spot there with that. He didn't even ask me to do this. He just put up a Forecloak media truck. Really appreciate it, man. He's already in a good spot once again. He's just got to hold on to this thing. He joined in late last season and has been extremely competitive as soon as he started. I think this is a great spot for him to make a name for himself. He gets real close to that number 15 truck, trying to get battle for second position. Ben McDonald running in fourth, who did a great job, leading a whole bunch of this race at the start, is right now trying to battle for a good position into this race. Two wide action, leaving there, turn number 2. Everybody's just battling right now, trying to get the, most accurate position they can get. And right now, oh, real close there, Ben. Almost got to the rear quarter there of that 15 truck. I think if he sent him up, man, that would have been close. Ben's there on the bottom, though. He's got that apron at the sacrifice of just a little bit of tires. Not too much, though. He's got himself a position. Mitchell Muma, who has been running towards the rear this entire race, has gotten himself back up to the lead. Really competitive last season. And it was a little bit weird to me seeing him so far back, but there he goes. I think right now he's starting to pull away a little bit. As Ryan Andrew is running now in a unchallenged second place position. Although if he makes a single mistake, I know that Ben is just going to do anything he can to capitalize on it. Ben looking to the outside there, hoping to see if he can make a move. Honestly, just peeking right now is a real good chance for anybody to really find the right spot to get by. That's all it comes down to this entire time. Derek Stanley right now running with Chris Sawyer. Actually, no, he's not. Running a little bit by himself a little bit there. Chris Sawyer a little bit further back there in that number 45. Everybody towards the rear of the field is a little bit more calm for right now. So everybody starts to ease up a little bit. Brett Murphy, who started leading, already. Oh, whoa, what happened here? Brett has slammed on his brakes. I think he, okay, he just reset. All right. Not sure if that was a issue or, couldn't just run anymore. Had to get something changed out. I don't know. Hopefully we start to see Brett again. That is unfortunate, though, to see him just gone. Looks like we have lost Jeremy Jones as well. Ben McDonald still running in third, though. He's got Alex Bell behind him there. You can see, I almost didn't see his truck. I don't know why. As he's starting to push almost there onto Ben. That gap is getting real close to each other. Ben is not running away with this thing anymore, although he is in a really competitive spot, and you can see the blocks he's having to throw right now to maintain that spot as it is. Alex Bell, though, has been really competitive as he dives down to the bottom there, making it too wide as they head into turn number 1. Ryan Andrews staying out to the outside, hoping to see if it's going to save his tires any bit, but it looks like Alex Bell is trying to be real competitive. He gets door-to-door through the number 16. For the number 29 here, running in 5th position, rounding out your top 5. He's been in a great spot basically this entire race. We've seen him running out front. This is his first race here with TNT, unless he raced in the first few and I just didn't know about it. It's also possible. But he's running a real good spot right now, and he has everything to gain right now from just something happening in front of him. So if he is in a great spot right now with that track racer number 29. Alex Bell trying to get to that 3rd position. He's got it right now on Ben McDonald. It's going to be a little bit slower there on the exit, but he's not going to let Ben through that easily. As we see Mitchell Muma on the outside as Ryan Andrew is down bottom, trying to get around and lead some laps. That number 8 Junior Fan Motorsports is doing anything he can to be competitive. He joined in late last season, like I've been talking about. He's been competitive, and he's trying to do something about it. Side by side he goes with that number 30. Oh, man. Oh, he's almost got it. He's got to throw up the block now. He goes. He's going to block it. He's going to lead a lap here at Kansas. Across the line, he's got it. That's a lap led for Ryan Andrew. Mitchell Muma takes it back, though, as they head into turn number 1. Ryan's stuck on the outside. He's got Alex Bell behind him, though, and I don't know if he's going to push him or try to scoot around him. We're over halfway through this race, so I don't know. Brett Murphy had to pull off due to school fire drill. Oh, man. Whole bunch of college-age guys we got here, including myself, so I can't say too much. But everybody, a whole handful of them in college, so fire drill. Oh, damn. Sorry, Brett. That sucks. This he was courteous enough to pull off and not get anybody in any trouble. But now, Ryan Andrews is leading this race, although he's got Alex Bell right behind him, though. Slides up into that slot right in front of Mitchell. Uh-oh. These two are going to look like they're going to have a bit of a duel here. We've seen that motor car, number 30. Toyota Tundra. Why can I not think of the Tundra sometimes? Anyway, that Tundra, he's been real competitive ever since that stage. I don't think he wants to give any of that up. And understandably so. North American Motor Car. Looks great. I know he ran that paint last season too, but gotta love it. Top 5 right now, all basically running together. Just a bit separation between them all. About a second gap between the leader and 5th position. You can see them all right now on screen. But if you've ever needed to see what NASCAR looks like and the kind of difference it makes, a second and 2/10, you just saw the gap there, how big that is. That is so huge. Such a huge gap. Well, at least you can catch the race here. That is true. Here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. It's a thing I can recommend you. If you want to make sure you catch every race here with the Tuesday Night Truck Series. It's going to be every Tuesday, starting at about 7:30, a little bit beforehand, maybe, about 7:30. It's when a qualifying starts, so I want to start around there. But, yeah, honestly, great league. They've done a great job so far, so sorry, Brett, that you've been knocked out of that one as of now. Ryan Andrews still maintains the lead, though. Look at the gap. The camera just had to shift so much to get up to him. He's got this thing in the bag for now, but this is the time we're going to start seeing pit stops come into play. We saw that with stage number 1. So let's say we left all the pitting at lap 50, roughly, right? We saw everybody really starting to come into the pits on lap number 22 of stage number 1. I say within 2 laps, that's when we're going to start seeing everybody in, because that's going to be 72. That is the big number we're going to see after the stage break we had. But further back, we see Derek Stanley here, currently running in the top 5. Chris Sawyer going into the pits. I think that's our sign. He pit in real early last time, and it worked out pretty okay for him so far. I think he's going to try to pull a move like he did last time. Another thing this is, though, this is a chance for your third place, Ben McDonald, to really make up some moves as Alex Bell has fallen back. I feel like I must have missed something there, as he's now up into 7th position. But that's Ben McDonald now into 3rd, back onto the podium. He's got to get around Mitchell Muma and then catch up to Ryan Andrew to get something done. This is the pit stop time to do it. If you mess up this stop, you're done. That is the thing that they have to keep in mind right now. This is going to be an intense strategy play till the end of the race. Alright, that's Quinn Gingrich there, the number 48 going in. Like I said, we're going to start seeing everybody in now. A lot of these guys start spotting entrances eventually. There it is, Ryan Andrew going in. He's going to pit in early, try to get an undercut on everybody. That's leader in pit road. That was fast, though. That was a quick entry. He might have gotten a speeding penalty. We're going to have to keep an eye on that and see what that comes down to. But Sean Howell moved up into 4th now. He's also going to remain competitive. Ben McDonald choosing to stay out as of now to try to get in many positions as he can. We're going to see how that continues to go. They got a chance running through 3 and 4 now. If they want to take it, this is the time. Mitchell Muma pulls off in the number 30 motor car. North American motor car, my apologies, as he moves down into pit road. That moves Ben McDonald back out to the lead the lap. And now it is him and the 29 vying for first place right now. These guys have been working together pretty much. I haven't seen them, too aggressive with each other. This is the time they have to choose. Do they go in now, or do they choose to try to get as many laps out of these tires as possible and see what they can do? It's a choice you have to make, and that is a tough one to make. But it looks like Ben McDonald is slowing down. He goes into the pits, and that is going to be Doug going out to lead a lap here in that number 29 track racer. He's got it. Alex Bell now up into 2nd as well. He chooses also not to go into the pits. That is a huge gap, though. 5 seconds between him and the leader. Next person to stay out now, that's going to be Alex Forget. You can see the huge gap these guys have. That's what happens when you get into a big run like this. You can sometimes really space yourself out from the rest of the field. That leads to some really big, finishing gaps, but honestly, I can't wait to see what this entire pit cycle is going to bring out. If a caution comes right now, this is time that everybody gets screwed, essentially. Alex Bell still staying out. Looks like he's slowing down, though. He is tons down on pace, though. I wonder if he's out of fuel. Look how slow he's going through there. That's not normal. He is 50 kph down. I can only tell speed in kph on my side up here, which is why you don't have a little overlay panel for right now. Because, like I said, I can only see in kph, and we race trucks here. But yeah, he is way slower. I really do think he ran out of fuel as he's slowing down now to go into pit road. And that is going to put Max Fletcher right now up into second. Ryan Ander going to be leading right now. As soon as Alex Bell's in, I expect to see Max Fletcher in either this lap or the next. He's slowing down heavily. That has to be Max going in. Yep, there it pops up. That is going to put Ryan Andrew back into the lead, and Derek Stanley going to be behind, with Chris Sawyer running in 5th, going to be bumped up to 3rd. Not too many to go. Not too many to go. Really is something. That is a 2-second gap. Ryan Andrew there, and the number 8 Forecloak Media TNT machine has on the rest of the competition. You know, I was saying Ben McDonald was dominating this race earlier on, and he was. But, wow. This strategy has turned out real well for Ryan Andrew there with Junior Fan Motorsports. Ben now running in 5th position. You can see they're not too far back when it comes to, distance. It could be a lot worse, but he's got a long ways to go if he wants to get up and not too much time. If Ben wants to get up there, he has to get around this number 30 North American motor car, Toyota Tundra. He's going to do it, though. He dives down to the bottom. Mitchell Muma going to let him through. Ben McDonald now up into 4th. He's got to get by Chris Sawyer. He's got to get around that Georgia Pacific, number 45. I imagine he's going to let him through. But for right now, he's got to maintain a bit of pace. That's the issue. Is Derek Stanley is running in 2nd. Derek is closing just a hair every now and then. Pops back up to 2 seconds here, but you're going to see it every now and then bop down again. So there it goes. You can see once more. It looks like in the corners, Ryan is really taking that outside lane, trying to save his tires. It's an interesting game plan to make, but it also looks like Max Fletcher is not letting him have it easy. Because if he doesn't let him go down, Ryan is just going to lose time. You can see he already lost 4/10 by running up in the top only there in that number 8. That is the kind of difference it makes and why you don't want to be caught out there the entire time. Popping a little bit back, we see Ben McDonald still running in 3rd now. He's got to get... Oh, not now, I should say. He got around Chris Sawyer. He's got to get around Derek Stanley. 20 laps to go here at the Forecloak Media 150. Make sure you subscribe here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. Thank you once again to Pierce Graphics for giving us a brand new overlay package here for TNT this season. It looks real nice. It's real slick, and I love it. Derek Stanley still in 2nd, though. The 27 running up high. He's not going to give anybody else a lot of time except the leader. And you can see that gap now between Stanley and Andrew has dropped. Can Derek Stanley get up to Ryan Andrew quick enough to see if he can make for a position? That's Ben McDonald, though, on the bottom there of the 26. He is not going to make this thing easy for him. Although, that has allowed Derek Stanley to stay in front for now. Not too much of this race left to go. Seriously, this is turning out to be a great race, guys. So make sure you go ahead and follow TNT. Let's go and follow along a little bit for right now. Let's see what a lap is like here. Because I'd love to see what some of these guys say. We're going to follow along right now with Chris Sawyer. We're going to pop into his camera view and see what he sees in that number 45 truck. Racing by the full stands. What a view as we are in the nighttime here in Kansas. Oh, gotta love it. I love that, this is one of the things we get to see here at TNT. You start out in the evenings and you move into the night. Oof, so slick, so smooth. Looks the greatest. See the amount of speed these guys get up, though. You can see, just tell by the momentum they have. This is 1.5 miles, and they are doing this in just a hair over 30 seconds. That is so fast. These guys are just on the move, and it's so good to see them rolling together. Honestly, it's not about being the fastest guy in the world sometimes. It's about having a good time with people you respect and like to race with. I think that is what allowed some of these guys to stay for so long. But popping back up to the front, even though Ryan Andrews still has a lead right now with not too much left to go, that's going to be 15 this time by. Derek Stanley is currently gaining on him right now is Ben McDonald. And Doug Newbigging. I think that's right. Newbigging. That sounds right. Okay, now I got some confidence. We'll see him correct me. I'm going to question myself later on, too. There in that number 29 is chasing on McDonald as they head right now. You can see them working together. They're running in a very tight chain. This is giving them a draft. This is not, Talladega, Daytona, where draft is the only thing all day, every day. But it is a huge element of what allows you to succeed. I don't think Ryan Andrew can hold on to this by himself much longer. That gap they are closing is absolutely massive. Brett Murphy also back on track now after he came back after his school fire drill. Unfortunate for Brett. I hate to hear that, man. But good thing school is keeping everybody safe still. Welcome back to school, everybody. In a few days, school's up here in New York starting to go back. School's down south already going back. College is in session right now, basically all over. It's school time, guys. It's school time. Ryan Andrews still out in front, though. He's keeping a good pace. I gotta give him that. Derek Stanley, though, is closing. These three, second through fourth, are working together. I think they all realize right now, if any of them want to go for the win, they have to work together. There is no just gunning only for yourself right now. But Derek Stanley is pulling out of that line, and I think it's to let Ben through, maybe. Or he's trying to take a different line for right now. And if that is the case, it is going to mess everything up for these guys, especially with only 11 laps to go this time by. Biggest gap, smallest gap we have right now is Chris Sawyer to, that's not right. Okay. Well, looks like my software doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway, popping back up to the front. This is what we got. Just waiting for these guys to really end this thing out. Not too much left to go. Ben McDonald looking to see. I don't know. Derek Stanley is pulling out a line. That is making things difficult. That gap is growing every now and then, but it's pretty consistent around 0.8. Oh, man, it's 10 to go this time by. Not this time by. It's 10 to go right now. Oof, I don't know. I think it's coming down to the wire, and these guys are getting real desperate for positions right now. Teams have been reevaluated here with TNT, and it is allowed for teams to change up. You can now have 5 drivers to a team, and I think a lot of these guys are hoping to get signed pretty early on if they haven't been already. We're starting to see the real intensity of that battle starting to come into play as Derek Stanley runs out to the outside, but Ben McDonald just can't get by for right now. I think his tires are just a hair too gone. And excuse me, I just sneezed there. As they continue to run along, Mitchell Muma, who was really competitive earlier on, has fallen back 7 seconds to the leader, 6 seconds to the guys out front. Chris Sawyer right behind him. Is Chris going for a position right now? He's diving down to the bottom. He is! Chris Sawyer there in the Georgia Pacific, number 45, gunning for the position on Mitchell Muma. He's got it. Chris Sawyer up to 5th. So I don't have too much to say right now. Just these guys kind of just running out the clock right now. Not too much left to go. They really want to get these laps in. Your 3 here, they have not worked together as much as they were anymore. Chris Sawyer into the pits. Uh-oh. Is this going to become an intense fuel mileage right to the end? I hope not. Hello, Will. Good to see you. Yes, L Vroom. I agree. I agree completely. And it looks like they don't have enough fuel. That is Ryan Andrew down to pit road, who is leading this race. Ben McDonald out to the lead. Do your 3 up here. Have enough to finish. This is going to be a tight run to the end. Oh my god, this is a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be for our finish. Oh boy. Alright, Ben McDonald staying out to the lead now. Is Derek Stanley going running on the outside? Who is going in this time? Ben riding down to the bottom. I think he might be. His speed is slowing. I don't know if that's just corner speed slowing. And okay, they're staying out for now. They might have just enough to do it by drafting, working together. It might be the case that they were all gunning for. They were just letting off just enough to allow themselves to finish up right now. But they have to be very close to empty as Derek Stanley is out to the front there. And that number 26, Ryan Andrew, coming out of the pits now. Oh, man, what a... what a finish we're gonna get. Alright. Derek Stanley still leading there in that Monster Energy number 26 Toyota Tundra. Whoa, he's looking real loose there. Way slower, almost into the wall. His tires are going. He locks up the brakes, and he's almost down pit road. He needed to go down, but he stayed outside. That is going to be a penalty for sure as Derek Stanley goes in, and Ben McDonald is leading this race with Doug Newbigging. God damn it. Newbigging right behind. Mitchell Muma up into third now. The number 30, North American Motor Car. I'm tired. Man, all this summer I would have been in bed right now because I was working. Ben McDonald still has it, though. 3 to go. Oh, my God. Does he have enough fuel? I gotta ask, does he have enough fuel? Ryan Andrew back up now into the top 10. He's in 7th. Does everyone else have to pit? Oh, I just don't know. Brett Murphy's in the pits now. This is the intense race to watch. Does he have enough? He stays out once more. I think he might have just enough to coast to the finish. This is going to be an event if I've ever seen one. If he runs out, he is going to be doomed. Doug Newbigging staying there on the outside in that number 29. He is not giving him any favors. He dives down to the bottom. He's going to go for it. He's going for it now. The 29, Silverado number 29 of Doug Newbigging is doing what he can as they race side by side through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Andrew caught back up there. Still in 7th. He is a lap down. He has to get that back, but there is no way he's going to get it now. It's the final lap here at the Forecloak Media 150 presented by TNT here with NS Service. Ben McDonald is leading this race with Doug Newbigging right behind. And Mitchell Muma a fair amount back, 12 seconds. It looks like Ben has just enough to make it. He is going to be crossing this line unless Doug can get around as they round turn number 4. Down the front stretch they go. He goes down. Doug is down to the bottom. They go through the grass and die. I can't believe it. The number 29, Doug Newbigging, has taken away the victory from Ben McDonald. And there are your top 5 there. Oh my God. What a finish. Oh man. That must be sour for Ben McDonald, who had dominated a majority of this race up into the first stage, and then afterwards had been fighting real hard to stay up into the top 5, and then after getting the top 5, staying to compete for the top 3, and then finally getting there, having a huge run to the finish. He was working with Doug the entire time, but it went to the last lap it went that it just screwed him. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Go ahead and play that again, I guess. Yeah, that engine sounds like it's out of fuel. What a win. What a win. Ben out of fuel, too. He's going to push from Jacob McMillan right now. There's Mitchell Muma there, too. Oh, man. I hope that, Doug comes into the voice chat. Someone in, iRacing, go tell him to. Go ahead and join the, waiting room. Oh, yeah, there he is. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and interview your third-place finisher, Mitchell Muma. Oh, man. Gonna get his take right now. Mitchell, it's Noah up in the booth. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Noah. How about you?
You got yourself a fantastic third place finish, man.
Dude, I can't believe it. I don't know if you know this, but I had a black flag and I had to hold for 40 seconds on the first green flag pit stop. And I was in 15th, a lap down, actually 2 laps down. And, just somehow how things went out. A caution happened after the stage. Was able to get a lucky dog there. And then everybody was like pitting for fuel, and then ended up getting fresh tires before them. Restarted fifth, took the lead on that restart. So I went from 15th to first, like just in a restart. And dude, it was strategy finally worked out, man. I can't believe that actually worked out. I was out of fuel coming across the line. So.
Oh man, what a finish for this race too. I mean, what a race in general. I can't even say what a finish. What a race. I mean, you've already had your ups and downs
yeah,
for this
I didn't think I
entire
was going to
race.
finish the top three. It's been a while since I think I've been in the top three, so this is cool.
It's nice. It's nice to be up here, isn't it?
It definitely is, man. Yeah.
I mean, what is your take though for this entire race? How are you feeling to be finally back with TNT?
I did miss TNT. I mean, we do produce a lot of good racing. I feel like a lot of clean racing, and after Homestead, I really choked on that championship. I had a perfect opportunity to win the championship in TNT, and I just blew it at Homestead. So I'm back for redemption. I'm ready to go for this season, and this race was just had all the elements, man, and it's just so good to be back. So good to talk to you again, Noah.
I know it's been a while. I've missed all you guys. It's great to talk to you, Mitch. Really, man, I just miss it all. It's great to be back.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there anything you want to say out to our sponsors out there, or even just some final takes, really?
Yeah, I want to thank my team, Yee Racing. Derek, Chris, Ben, and Jeremy. They were all working together well, and we're learning a lot off of each other. And Chris, at the end of the race, Chris was helping me with the draft. So shout out to him for basically getting me this top three. Thank you to Brett and Strayer and everybody who puts on this league. It's a fun league, and if we get more cars, I think it's going to get even better. But I just want to say thank you to all of them, and thank you to you, Noah, for putting on a broadcast. It's definitely makes it enjoyable.
I'd love to do it for you guys. It's always great racing to watch. So thank you very much for your time, Mitch. I hope to speak to you a little bit after. Great race.
Yeah, same here. I'll see you later.
Number 30, Mitchell Muma with the North American Motor Car. Number 30, Toyota Tundra. What a race we got to see here. Let's go ahead and bring up Ben McDonald, who got to finish second place here at Kansas. Ben, it's Noah up in the booth. Do you read me?
Yep, I got you, Noah.
Oh, man, you sound a little bit different than when I last talked to you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was one hell of a race, so I'll just say that.
I think that might be a wee bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
What an exciting race
definitely.
this was, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What happened on the last few laps? What was your emotions when you saw that Ryan had to go in for fuel?
I kind of knew that it was going to be between me and Doug throughout that whole entire race because we had the best fuel strategy and race pace. We have been the last couple times that we've raced this whole entire race as well. But yeah, it was kind of unfortunate that it did have to come down to fuel. It was very close. If it was one lap later than I think, or one lap sooner for the race to end, I would have definitely had it.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh yeah, it was definitely a race that I will take great pride in for running up front all day, getting the pole, getting the stage win, but just barely almost getting the Grand Slam today.
How are you feeling about Doug with that one? After that, he pushed you right down. You both were fighting for it.
Yeah, I mean, we're good friends. We know how each other race. We were racing really respectfully all the way up until 2 to go. That was our plan. Just trying to save as much as we can. Let everybody else run out of fuel while we were saving as much as we can. And all in all, finished 1-2. Pretty happy about myself, and I believe I get the points lead now, so I'm happy with that.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Congratulations on the second place finish. You did a wonderful job. I make sure I shout out you and the Vent Nation Irising Central a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Is there anything you want to say over to our sponsors and anybody else?
Yeah, thank you for Forecloak Media and Noah for broadcasting this race. Thank you for Alameda Custom Flooring and Vet Nation iRacing Central for being on board for today's race. Thank you to everybody for showing up, watching the race, or being a part of the race. Really appreciate it. It was one hell of a race. Love to have everybody out and being supporting and just having a fun time. And yeah, I can't wait to be back next week.
Absolutely. Next week is going to be a blast over at Nashville Superspeedway.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ben. I do appreciate it. Good job with tonight's race. Congratulations on the domination you had in Stage 1.
Yeah, thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Number 16, Ben McDonnell in his Vent Nation iRacing Central Ford F-150. And now it's time for the Grand Slam. Let's bring up the number 29, Doug Newbegin, and see how he has done. Doug, it's no up in the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah.
Well, it's my first time getting able to speak to you.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. You got yourself a win. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty. Oh my God. God. Yeah. Pretty good. You know, I mean, this is one of by far my favorite track on this service, especially with the trucks and everything. And kind of expected a win going in here. Kind of on a roll with Kansas, with leagues have been just tearing it up, and kind of came here with the expectation of winning. Kind of didn't do good in qualifying, but I really played the fuel strategy game once I realized what I had to do, what I had to make up. And to the end, I had a lap extra in the tank sitting in there, so I tried to give it my all. And at the end, it worked, so I'll take it.
It definitely worked out in your favor. I asked Ben how he feels about that little collision you guys had at the end. What is your take on that?
No, I think you should get penalty points for that, obviously. I think that was outrageously dirty move for the race win. I can't believe he would ever do such a thing. I think one race suspension is necessary.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Still, what a great race we got to see overall. I mean, you were running in the top 5 this entire time. That takes a lot of skill, especially at a track like this where you can just get swapped out real fast.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, track position wins this whole entire race, pretty much, and that's how Kansas always is. But I was lucky enough to be really the only one running the bottom until like the last couple laps there, when people started realizing that's where you needed to go to save fuel. But yeah, just having that clean air on the bottom just really helped me save so much fuel, and being up in that little pack of fast people, I was just able to keep saving fuel really well throughout the whole entire race. So.
Well, I have to ask, is there anything you want to tell your sponsors, our sponsors, anybody else out there?
Yeah, thank you for putting on a good show. It's very nice. I enjoyed it. Hopefully I could come back and win another one. And I don't know what he's saying, but I think I should have the points lead. But I don't know how that works.
Okay.
Yeah, first. Alrighty.
Thank you very much for your time, Doug. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on the fantastic race win.
Thank you very much.
Number 29 of Doug Newbegin stole the race win for this race. Honestly, what a great job. Done by all. A fantastic race. Action to action. Start to finish. I love it. It's so good to be back here with the Tuesday Night Truck Series. TNT. Make sure you tune in next week at 7:30 p.m. so that you can catch in the next race here, and it's going to be at Nashville Superspeedway, as I've said before. Let's go and run through your final finishing order. We got Doug Newbegin taking home the win. Ben McDonnell up in second. Mitchell Muma in third. Sean Howell finishes up in fourth to that number 38. Brady Floyd finishes fifth. Alex Bell finishes in sixth. Ryan Andrew in seventh. Max Fletcher finishes in eighth. Chris Sawyer is going to finish 9th. Jacob McMillan finishes 10th. Quinn Gingrich finishes 11th. Alex Forget finishes 12th. Derek Stanley 13th. Brett Murphy 14th. And Jeremy Jones, 33 laps down, 15th. Well, that's been our race today with the Forecloak Media 150. So make sure and subscribe and follow here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. I want to thank everyone, and especially you, for watching here tonight. I do appreciate that. And, well, that's going to be it for me. My name has been Noah Walter here on twitch.tv/Forecloak, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.